Alright, so the next phase of this project is the two frame rails uh, that are going to have the actual engine mounts. So the idea is I'm coming straight off of these frame rails here, and it's just going to parallel the engine all the way to the first stage nozzle, and that's where I'm going to have a bracket made. That's where the aft engine mount's going to be. Forward engine mount's right here. So what we do, take our little angle finder here. So we're at it's about a 25-degree angle there. So I'll go ahead and set my notcher to 25 degrees and get these guys cut up, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so I got my notches cut 25 degrees. Set that right about where it's going to be. And blam! It is perfect. Alright, so now there's only one little bend I've got to put in this pipe right just in front of the engine there. And I'll be ready to rock and roll.
From the boots to the brim, we don't back down. We stand tall with that flag proud. Ain't no shame in red, white, and free. If you're looking for a fight, you found me. Got stars in my veins, stripes in my soul, bald eagle glare when I'm taking control. No handouts, we built this land with grit, stained fists, and calloused hands. That freedom ink, I bleed it bold on every dirt road and every stronghold. I'm the spark, I'm the flame, the damn parade. I'm Uncle Sam with the renegade blade. I'm made in the USA where the brave still rise and the strong don't stray. Small town roots to them city blocks. We don't run, we don't punch clocks. We build, we break, we rise again.
Alright guys, real quick, just kind of recapping all the work that I've been doing. So let me flip you guys around here. A friend of mine, John, let me borrow his 12-ton tube bender here, and with that I was able to get these rear engine supports bent, because the engine just kind of lines up with the top and bottom rails here, so I had to kick out this rail a little bit. Also, let me grab one of these. I was able to get the actual I'm not even sure what to call these. These are going to be the actual engine supports. They run parallel with the engine, and they mount, I think I got the wrong one here. This is the one I just finished cutting this morning. This one's the one I was working on yesterday. So the trick with this is I have to get the back end in first, and then the front just kind of sits right up against that down tube. I gotta kind of hold it here, but see, if it fits perfect right now. Of course, nothing's welded, but now that's where like the forward engine mount goes. I made a mark where that little triangular tab's got to get welded, and I made some marks so line them up. I just got to get some bolts to mount that engine mount to there, and then I can tack weld this into place. I can tack weld that vertical support in place. Oops. But you see, I was able to get both engine supports. I got those bent, and then I got them notched, and I finished both sides for these. It's hard to see that other one back in there. Now, here comes the real fun part. I was just going to tack weld everything together, but I can't get too far ahead of myself because these have to get one more cut in them. They got to be zip. They have to be cut right about here because I have a tube disconnect that's gonna like these. These are tube disconnects. Put a disconnect in here. That way, when I undo that disconnect, that disconnect, and then this disconnect, I can actually peel the whole bike off of the engine, and the engine will actually sit in this cradle. So if we have any engine issues, we can either just swap out the engine, or I can just peel the bike away, and you got like a nice little cradle, a nice little stand to work on the engine. But huge thank you to John for letting me borrow that. I know Jose was trying to get me one, but I think he was missing the correct size die that I needed, but I appreciate him trying to help me out as well. So yeah, the next step here, I was gonna try to pull all of this back out into the parking lot because I just wanted to get some of this stuff tack welded. Like these bottom rails here are just sitting in there. I got this one in here as well. Those I can tack weld. Actually, I could fully weld those into place, but I can't really do anything more until I get those quick disconnects put in. But yeah. More thing is I got this 1/4-inch piece of plate steel, and this is gonna. I had to trim these down a little bit so I could get that to fit in there. And then it's a little bit long. I gotta trim this, but this is just gonna. This will all weld in there, and that'll give a little more added support in this area. And then I gotta start painting some stuff before it starts rusting. Yeah, I've been a busy little bee. As always, if you want to keep watching the Dark Horse build, be sure to like and subscribe. While this is all going on, I'm still working on some digital LCD gauges, and so I've had to dive into learning how to program those and wire up 3 digital gauges to one single, it's called an ESP32 board, but I can program the whole thing using my old Arduino IDE. So yeah.